everybody, this is Brian Helling from BetweenTheLicks.com, here to give you guys another free guitar lesson. I want to apologize first off. It's been pretty rough, crazy a couple of weeks with finals and everything for me, so I haven't been able to put out a video in a while, so I thought I'd make up for it. I put out this one, and I try to keep up a little more, and this summer I'm going to have more time, so they'll be more steady. But today we're going to talk about probably one of the most recognizable blues songs of the modern age. And it was originally written by Larry Davis and Joseph Wade Scott, but you may know it better by the person who recorded it a little more recently, and was probably one of the foremost blues figures of the modern times. His name was Stevie Ray Vaughan, and the song is Texas Flood. And now the intro is really recognizable. Pretty much anyone can listen to the intro and know what it is, and you don't have to be a blues aficionado to really appreciate this song. And the intro is what makes it, to me, so special, is because it's so interesting, and the color that he uses there is really something. So I'm going to show you how to play the intro, and I really want you to kind of listen in and pay attention to the sounds that are there, because they're not your standard blues scale, and they're a little more interesting for that. So I'm going to go ahead and play that a little slower than normal, but I want you to go ahead and listen to this. So here we go. And granted, I can't play like Stevie did. I try to get pretty close, and I think as long as you get the main riff in there, they're going to pretty much pick up on it. But let me kind of pick that apart on what Stevie plays, because he really plays some great stuff, like I said before. So he starts off with this little lick that goes between the 5th, the 6th, and then it just rolls up and plays off of a G chord. So it goes, here's a 5, 6, and then here's a root, and then he just rips on this this simple bar chord. And then he comes up and he plays this bar across the 5th fret, which implies a G13 chord, because it has the 9, it has the 6, and it has the 4th, or the 9th has the 13th, and it has the 11th in there. So it goes, and then he plays this little guy. And that's another cool little thing here. If you look at the G shape, you have this standard bar chord, but if you add that note, that G in there, it becomes a 6th chord. And to me, that's just something that really outlines the blues. It's the 7th and 6th chords going back and forth between the two. It's really points towards where the roots are when it comes down. Because I mean, basically, you have that 6th in there, and it's just so common in the blues. And I'm really impressed by how sometimes he uses that. He'll throw that 6th in there, even though it's not necessarily in the blues scale. He just had an intuition for that. And then he just rolls up, and he takes this thing that would have been here and brings it up here, and he gets the 9th in there. Basically a 9 shape for the C. And again, 9th's pretty popular when it comes to blues. You can just throw it in there. It works really nice. It's in the blues scale whenever you switch to the C, so it fits really nicely. So after that, he goes into this this cool kind of lick where he goes, and he kind of plays this interesting little arpeggio thing at the beginning, just a G chord with the 7th, and then he does this thing. It's just real quick. It's like a triplet, so it goes, and he does that little to give it a little bit of movement and get you away from just playing maybe an arpeggio. Give it a little more color, and it works extremely well. So after that little, goes back to the 7th, bends on the minor 3rd, ends on the root, comes around for that turnaround, and he hits that D7 for a great turnaround. And it's just a classic intro, something you should learn. The tabs are on the website. You can pull it up and get it. And I'm not going to go through all of his solos, because that would take forever to really show you exactly what he does, but I'll give you kind of the gist what he plays for solos. I mean, a lot of times he's using the blues scale, but he uses what I like to call the box up here. So the blues scale, and this is a box. It has the flat 7, the root, the flat 3rd, and then the 4th. And he uses this to great effect, and many blues guys will. You see B.B. King, he's bending on this all the time. Any of the blues guys, they know this shape, and they're very familiar with it. So it goes. I mean, there's the first lick right there from the intro solo. And you're basically just playing that lick, the root, bending on the 4, root, and then bending on the flat 3rd. And you just play with that, you keep moving with that, and that's where a lot of his shapes come from, especially when he's bending and stuff. When you hear him playing those screaming kind of bends, a lot of times that's where he's going to be. That box with the flat 7, the root, the flat 3rd, and the 4th. And all those numbers, they just kind of point to what notes they are in the particular scale or the chord that you're playing, and in this case G. So we got the flat 7th, which would be the F, root, which would of course be the G, the flat 3rd, which would be the B flat, and then the 4th, which would be the C. And I mean, that moves nicely to the C chord next. So I mean, you can bend on that too. It all works really nicely. It ties in really really tightly. It's kind of uncanny. So, but anyways, check this out. Play some of this stuff. Check out the blues jam track that I have for this Texas Flood. It's in the jam corner. I'm hoping to get some more jam tracks up there. If you have any ideas, I encourage you to leave a comment. It only takes a couple seconds. Let me narrow in on what you guys want to hear. And I hope to have some more lessons out soon. And I hope to see you all again. So you all take care, okay?